Today, we are going to be chatting about a topic that I think is super important for every single woman to hear: the secrets of high vibe magnetic women. What makes that woman so high vibrational? What makes a woman be magnetic and attract more and live on a higher, abundant, elevated frequency? I originally was going to talk about what makes a woman high value, but then I was thinking and I was like, I don't think I think every woman inherently is valuable and has value and has self-worth. So I didn't want to call it about high value because I don't really think there's a hierarchy to like low value or high value women. I think, everyone listening right now, you already are high value. Whether you recognize it or not, you already are. You already have value. So I didn't want to make it seem like there's some women who have value and some women who don't, because every single woman listening to this right now inherently has value and self-worth, and high value at that. You just have to recognize it and come to it. So instead, I was thinking, you know what? If we are all high value, what makes us high vibe, right? Instead of high value, I want to think high vibrational. Like you're living at an elevated frequency. You're feeling good. You're looking good because you're feeling good. You're attracting more because you're feeling good. You're like having that magnetic secret sauce because you're living at a higher vibration. So instead of value, I was thinking, let's talk about vibe, because for me personally, I've noticed in my life when I am working on myself, minding my own business, focusing on my inner world more than anything else, and focus on elevating my vibration, it almost is as if everything around me effortlessly starts flowing and working into place. It's not even like I have to try anymore. It's not like I have to try to get that business opportunity or to meet this person or to get this guy to be interested in me. It's like, no, you don't even have to try after a certain extent when you're living at an elevated high vibe, place. So that's what I was thinking for myself. And I was thinking that I could share some of my secrets, and not just my secrets, but the secrets I've seen in other women who are also at that elevated vibration, right? The women who are just so magnetic, they attract effortlessly, they're in their feminine, they're looking good, they're feeling good, they have that secret sauce, right? I've studied that. I'm all about that. I'm all about studying what makes a woman glow from within. So I've seen it not just within myself, but other women, and I've gathered the secrets that I've seen within myself and those women. So without further ado, let's see how many we get to. I'm just going to kind of start rattling them off. So let's not even delay anymore. So, secret number one of a woman who is high vibe. Number one, she is not begging for external validation. She's not begging for attention. She is not begging for someone else to notice her, for someone else to like her. She is not over out there people pleasing, right? She's not overly extending herself for other people's attention and validation at the cost of her own happiness and sanity and inner peace. That's the big one, you guys. If you're out here jumping over backwards, doing 500 cartwheels and, somehow squeezing yourself into a million plans and all these things just so you can get somebody to like you or to notice you or to validate you or to make you feel good about yourself or to get that attention, you're not going to be at that high vibration, because you're going to be lowering yourself to match whatever it is that you're trying to get. You're trying to get something from someone, and that's inherently lower vibration. When you're trying to get attention, get validation, like the feeling of taking, that's already lower vibration. But if you can come from an energy of like, this is who I am, I don't need your validation. It would be nice, but I don't need it. It'd be nice to have your attention, but I don't need it. That's when you're magnetic. That's the high vibe energy. Think about it like when, for example, let's say you're going to a bar or you're going out, right? You're going out with your girlfriends and you're like, I really want someone tonight. I want to meet a guy. That's my mission. And if you go into the night, there's two different energies you can go into the night with. If you go into the night already in your head, like on a mission, I'm going to go in and I'm going to find a guy and I'm going to, go into the bar and I'm going to be looking around constantly all over the room, seeing if there's any interesting guys, see if there's any cute ones, see if they're interested in me. I'm not going to focus on myself or my friends or focus on having a good time. I'm just going to like be on the hunt and look around and like, the energy when you're going out and you're just like, people are just looking around, even like looking at you in the eyes, if you're trying to talk to them and they're just like looking around, seeing who else is all there. That's not that like magnetic high vibe energy. Versus if you go into the night thinking, I'm going to have the best time ever with my friends. I'm going to show up and I'm going to smile. I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to dance. I'm going to have fun. And I'm going to, have a magnetic confident stance. And whoever comes up to me, that's their prerogative. I'm going to have open energy. I'm going to be smiling and I'm going to allow whatever it is to come to me because I'm feeling good. That's the difference here, right? You're not going into the night looking for that validation. It might be nice, not looking for that attention, but you're going into the night, feeling good about yourself first and foremost. And then that attracts the right people to you. So that's just one example of, the different energy that comes from begging for attention, looking for attention and validation versus a woman who's focused on herself and gives herself that validation first. Okay, number 2. High vibe women do not talk badly about themselves, even as a joke. How many times do I have to tell you guys? Stop saying negative things about yourself. Stop it. Why are you out here saying negative things about yourself when you don't even want that negativity to exist? Why are you out here pointing out your flaws when you don't even want people to notice your flaws? What do you think you just did? You just made them notice your flaws. You just made them notice the thing that you're insecure about. Stop doing that. Like, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'll literally yell at my friends when we're getting ready to go out and they're complaining about how they look and how they feel this and that, whatever. Even if you think that way, even if you feel that way, don't say it. Because when you say something, you're bringing more attention to it. So high vibrational women know that they're going to use their words and their mouth as their biggest positive superpower. They're not going to use it to put themselves down. They're going to use it to bring themselves up. So maybe that looks like saying positive affirmations or hyping yourself up in the mirror when you're getting ready. Or even if you don't do that, the worst thing you can do is just say negative things. So don't say anything at all. If you don't have anything nice to say about yourself, don't say it at all. That's the saying, right? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Well, what about when it comes to yourself? If you don't have anything nice to say about yourself, don't say it at all. Okay, number 3, high vibe women know that they are meant to follow their own inner path and voice. Yes. They are not asking a million people what they think. Which picture should I post? Do you like this better? Do you like this? Should I do this job? Should I do that job? What should I say back to this guy? What should I do this? They're not out here like outwardly giving everyone else the power on the decisions of their life and their path, right? They're tuning into their intuition. They're saying, no. I'm feeling this way. I think this way. I like this. And so therefore, I'm going to follow it. I'm getting the nudge to go, do this business venture or start my content career or post this thing. So I'm going to do it. I don't need to be out here asking a million people what they think, right? They know that the most powerful thing about themselves is their own inner intuition. And as you start to listen to your intuition, you're going to build that muscle. And over time, it's going to get a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. And it's going to get a little bit easier to listen to it every single time. But if you are still here outsourcing every single little thing about your life, that means you don't trust yourself. That means you aren't really listening to yourself. You don't trust yourself. Because if you trusted yourself, you wouldn't be out here asking everyone everything. You would know that, you're going to make the best decisions to the best of your ability. And that's that. And you're going to follow your inner path and your inner voice and your intuition because there's nothing more powerful than that. And nobody knows you better than you know you. Nobody knows. How can anybody know what's best for you besides you? Truly, at the end of the day, that's something you need to think about. And I think a lot of us really forget that. As simple as it sounds, we forget that we know ourselves best. And sometimes you just have to listen to yourself. Okay, next tip. High vibe women, they know that they will put themselves on the pedestal over anyone else. They are on the freaking pedestal. Not a man, not a relationship, not a situationship, not even, other people around them. They are on the pedestal. And I don't mean this in like an ego, cocky centric way. I'm just saying that the more that you look up to somebody and you give them the power because you place them on this false pedestal, the more you are going to feel lower and smaller about yourself. You're going to be at a lower vibration because you're literally putting yourself there. You are giving someone else the power. You are saying that they are more important than me. They are on the pedestal. That's the wrong equation. That's the wrong formula. When you put yourself on the pedestal, that means you're looking after you, your needs, what you want, how you feel, your boundaries. And that doesn't mean you come off cocky or it just means that you know your value. You know who you are. You know that you're not going to place somebody else above yourself and your needs. Okay? And I find a lot of women do this when it comes to men, right? We don't want to be too much. We want to keep the peace. We want to get the guy. We want to feel this way. So we'll put them on the pedestal. But you have to reframe the situation and say, like, wait a second. Am I even putting myself on the pedestal right now? Do I even like where I'm at in this dynamic? So that's something you have to think about. Where are you currently putting other people above you? Because once you bring them down to earth and you are, put yourself and put them on the same level playing field, you're not going to accept all the behaviors that you maybe once did because you're not putting them above you. Okay, next thing. I'm losing track. I'm losing track of the numbers, so we're just going to keep it rolling. High vibe women, they know that they need to work on their energy and their aura more than anything else. Yes. High vibe women will take care of themselves. And when I say take care of themselves, I also mean take care of their energy. Not enough people are talking about this, but energetic work is really the secret to all the other types of work that you want to see in your life, to the physical work that you want to have, to the relationship work, to the career work, to the success, to the abundance. Like, if you can work on your energy first, the rest of the work will kind of just start to flow naturally. And no one's talking about this, so I'm going to talk about it, okay? Your energy is your greatest superpower. Your energy as a woman is your greatest superpower. Your aura, I think they did some sort of study on this where like you can feel someone's aura up to 6 feet. Don't quote me on this. It might be 4 or 5 or 6, but maybe 6 feet all the way outside of their physical body. So when you think about that scientifically, you can feel someone's aura outside of their body, whether you're conscious of it or not. You can feel their energy and their aura. Think about what people are feeling about you. Are they coming into an aura that feels warm, inviting, positive, uplifted, happy, joyful, right? Like that higher vibration states, the higher vibration states of gratitude, abundance, joy, enlightenment, fulfillment, all of those higher vibration. Or are they coming into an aura in a lower elevated vibration of shame, fear, doubt, all the like negative emotions and vibrations? And it's okay to have negative emotions, by the way. I'm not discounting that. But high vibrational women know that their energy is their greatest asset. So they're going to work on their energy. And they work on their energy through a bunch of different ways, whether that's actual energetic work. I mean, that could also look like meditation, visualization, taking time for yourself to regulate your nervous system again, deep breathing, going to yoga, going to Pilates, taking care of your physical body, doing things that are good for your mental health and your brain, saying positive affirmations, journaling, taking a bath with magnesium, Epsom salt, going for a walk outside, grounding yourself in nature. Nature's a great way to get good energy, right? I don't care what it is. You need to find your own set of energetic rituals that lift you up and improve your energy. Your energy is your life force. If you are out here being depleted, you're not sleeping enough, you're over caffeinated, you are down in the dumps all the time, maybe you're overly binge drinking. Binge drinking all the time can really lower your energy as well, right? You're not taking care of yourself. You're not eating good. You're not doing your skincare routine. You're just like surviving through day-to-day life and you're not really taking care of yourself from within. You're going to just be in a lower energy. And that's going to affect the way you feel, and that's going to affect, you know, everything else in your life, because it all really starts with the way we feel about ourselves at the end of the day. So, something to just take note of. Take care of yourself, work on your energy, just like you would work on your job. Like anything else in your life, you need to work on your energy. Okay, let's keep it rolling. I have a lot of tips. We'll see how many we get to today. Another thing that high vibe women do is that they learn to love their alone time. So this goes kind of into the energy one, because if you can learn to love being by yourself, this is a skill, by the way. And I did not used to love being by myself. I used to really hate being alone until I realized, why do I hate being alone so much? Oh, I'm afraid to actually work on the things that I need to work on and face some of my own inner demons, right? That was like when COVID hit and I was forced to be alone. I had to do the things that I was avoiding, like the inner work, getting past my limiting beliefs, asking myself why I've been the way I've been, if I want to continue being like this. Like, really facing some of the hard stuff is not easy, and you're forced to do that when you're alone. So learning to love your alone time and learning to, be a woman that doesn't need anyone else to make her feel good. She can make herself feel good. She can be the source of her happiness. That's super powerful, my girls. That is the most powerful thing, where you're not afraid to go bring a book and go sit at the cafe and be there by yourself and love that time. You're not afraid to go to the beach by yourself or go for a walk or just do the things that you genuinely want to do by yourself. Alone time is such a superpower, because that's how you go deeper into your own energy and you get to feel better about yourself. So elevate your vibration by taking yourself on solo dates, doing things alone. It really does help. Another thing that high vibe women do is that they know that they need to create from a place of their soul and not from a place of validation. So let's talk about this. I mentioned a little bit earlier in the first point about validation, but when I say create from the soul, there's a different energy that happens when you create from a place of, there is something weighing on my soul where it is literally God given. The universe has given me this vision of what I need to do and what I feel like I need to do, even if it's scary. And so therefore, I'm going to do it because I know that this was God given to me and that I have something on my soul that I need to do. Not, I want to create this thing so people like me and they can validate me and I can feel good about myself. That's not the right equation. The right equation is knowing that you can create from a place of inner soul knowing, because you want to express yourself and your soul in the most beautiful, amazing, humanly way possible, not to get validated. And I find that so many women really struggle with this, because we are taught that in society that, the things we do need to be quote unquote productive or successful, or there needs to be like always a point to something that we do. And we need to focus on the numbers and the metrics and the success and the validation. And that's not actually real feminine superpower. That's not actual real high vibe elevation, coming from within. The real high vibe elevation comes from you doing something that you know you need to do because it is just weighing on you and you feel it in your heart and soul, and you don't really care about the external results. That's magnetism. So you're not doing it from a place of trying to get more self-worth. You're doing it from a place of knowing your self-worth already. Let that one sink in for a second. You're not doing it from a place of trying to get more self-worth from others. You're doing it from a place of the most highest expression of your self-worth already. That is when you'll be successful. Learn to create from that space, not from the external validation space. And lastly, high vibe women know that they need to focus on being positive. Really, at the end of the day, there's a certain level of magnetism and high vibrational effects and energy that comes from holding a more optimistic and positive point of view and standpoint in life. And this is something that you just might have to constantly work on if it doesn't come natural or easy to you, which is okay, because our brains are wired for negativity. But at the end of the day, think about it even with yourself. Like, do you want to be around people who are constantly complaining? No. How draining is it to be around somebody who's always complaining? Like, always there's something wrong, always there's something negative to talk about. It could be the most gorgeous day outside in the whole world, and they'll still find something negative to talk about. Like, think about those people. Those are not people that you want to be around. Those are not the energy that you want to be around. And it's okay to obviously vent and complain and have things to talk about, but I'm talking about the constant negative mindset, the constant negativity in your life. Like, that is not going to achieve and give you the outcomes of the things that you want in life. So, high vibrational women, they know that they have to work on their mindset. They have to work on being a more positive person and having a more positive outlook on things, because they're going to have that glow around them at the end of the day. When you start to shift your mindset and you start to think in a more positive way and you train your mind into thinking that way, you're just naturally going to have more of that positivity glow. And that's super magnetic. So think about that. Think about how you can infuse more positivity in your day to day, and you will help elevate your vibration. So I hope you enjoyed today's pod episode, The Secrets of High Vibe Magnetic Women. If you start implementing even one of these things today, you will definitely become a more high vibe type of woman, and you're just going to feel better for it. You're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to attract better. And that's what I want for each and every one of you girls today who are listening. So thank you so much for listening. Please feel free to take a screenshot, share it on your story. Let me know you listened. I love hearing from you guys, and I'll catch you in the next pod Wednesday. Mwah.